Hello, I'm JinJinx, one of the Monster Hunter math guys. First off, I want to apologize for the hiatus we have had in terms of putting videos out on the channel. For those of you who don't know, my house did burn down. More on that later. But first, more importantly, we have a New Year's Eve special event quest. So this is actually the first time Capcom has done a 24-hour event quest. And in celebration of the Year of the Boar, the quest requires you to kill 5 Mosswine pigs. But these aren't any normal Mosswines. No, these Mosswines have been well taken care of, fed plenty of mushrooms, they're nice, big, fat, juicy pigs. But other than them being larger, the pigs otherwise seem to be designed very similarly to how Mosswine pigs originally were designed. In other words, they have extremely high hit zone values. They are also just as susceptible to KO, as well as statuses like Para as the original Mosswines were. They trigger the effects after 1 to 2 hits at most. And they only do have the one attack the Mosswine always had, which is its charge attack, which happens to one-shot. For those of you wondering, this move is not blockable with Temporal Mantle, and it does require guard up to block. And if you do want to block it, you better be packing guard 5, because even with guard 5 on a lance shield, you will still be taking 100 damage. Also, a lot of people don't seem to know that with Lance, your Power Guard ability actually increases the damage you take when blocking. Well, if you don't run defensive skills and guard 5 with guard up and Power Guard, you will die instead of only losing 2/3 of your health. I've also always been very curious if the Rocksteady Mantle's 25% damage reduction actually stacks with a block from a Lance. Turns out, it does. Now you may be wondering why go through the suffering of having to destroy these adorable cute little piggly wigglies? Well, that's because the rewards are actually pretty nice. So you do get the faux tickets you use to make the Mosswine and Feline helmet, which is alright, and those also make nice melder fuel. But you also get a lot of heavy armor spheres, which are also very nice if you don't happen to have that many. This is by far the most efficient way to farm armor spheres at the moment. You also get a whole bunch of mushrooms. You'll be getting blue mushrooms, Devil's Blight, as well as Mandragora by the bucket load. When you burn through max potions and mega bombs like crazy like I do, this is actually really nice to farm. So the question is, how do you farm this quickly? After all, there's only going to be a few hours left on this quest when this video goes out. Well, if you grab any para weapon like the new Para IG from ATKT or the Para Switch Axe, you can pretty much just para them in one hit and then kill them, no risk of dying. And if you're aggressive enough, when the large one comes out at the end, if you hit him a few times, he'll para before he can even attack you. However, if you wish to be super efficient, grab a Glutton and an Impact Mantle. Replace the ammo up in your normal build with peak performance so you can kill them in 4 shots instead of 5. One shot from your Glutton will KO them so you don't risk getting charged to death, and you shoot 3 more times and they die. Repeat this on all 4 pigs. Then, before the big mama pig has a chance to come out, place down some barrel bombs. While you can place bombs down where the pig is going to emerge and it'll detonate it by charging, any damage done to the pig while it's inside of the pen that it starts off in will not actually count as damage. So ideally, just to make sure the bombs count, put them on the stones right where it'll land after it finishes charging. Load up a Wyvern Snipe on your Glutton as well as eat a Might Pill. Make sure you are positioned perpendicular to where it'll come out from because it goes on its side after it finishes charging. And then snipe it and detonate the bombs with the snipe. If you angle it just well enough, this will kill the pig instantly. If not, it takes one more spread 3 to kill it. Using this strategy, my fastest time so far has been 1 minute 18 seconds, however a 1 minute 30 run is pretty standard. That's pretty much it for this event quest. This event quest is actually particularly interesting because of the fact that it has a very low skill floor to be able to participate in and do very fast clears on. One thing we've definitely noticed in our Discord is that we have been seeing a lot of people competing with who can do what kind of times with which different weapon combinations. And it's pretty cool to see people being able to speedrun this quest and compete with each other despite not necessarily having the same skill level or the same decorations as actual speedrunners do on normal quests. Anyway, enough about pork butchery. So yes, my house did burn down, and yes, everyone is okay. Basically, the inside of a war caught on fire. We think it was an electrical issue, still waiting to hear back from the fire department on their official verdict. But because the firemen had to take their manly man axes and chop down the entire wall in order to be able to put the fire out, the house was no longer livable. Basically, the past 10 days have been consumed by me having to pack up everything and move all of our stuff into storage containers, dealing with the leasing office for the place that we just moved out of because it burned down, dealing with the fire department, dealing with insurance, as well as all of the insurance investigators and restorers, you know, basically just house burning down stuff. With everything going on, I've either not had the time or just been too exhausted to do anything related to the channel. But we have found a beautiful new apartment that we're going to be moving into on the 6th, so a day or two after that, after all the unpacking is done, then the channel should be back to normal. However, we are no longer able to move in with our old roommate Rachel, aka Remi. And unfortunately, her room was the one that caught fire, so all of her stuff got burned. We are trying to do everything we can to help her through this, and our friend did set up a Gofundme for her. If you want to start this new year with a little bit of good karma by helping someone who really needs the help start the year with a clean slate, then please consider checking out the GoFundMe. We really appreciate any help anyone can give her. And thank you in advance to anyone who can help her out. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we do have more content, of course, coming out for the channel in the near future. And we know that a lot of you guys want some ADKD content. Unfortunately, due to everything surrounding the house burning down, I have barely had any chance to actually fight against ADKT past the first few days. I was recently able to squeeze a few hours in to play ADKT with a few of my squad mates. And yes, we were doing P1 runs about 12 minutes a run each time consistently. So yes, P1 runs are very possible and also very possible to do consistently. And we will be working to try to get some of that information out to you guys soon. And Tuna has been in the middle of moving, but he will also be back soon so we can be bringing you all the Monster Hunter World content you guys expect of us. Anyway, Hunters, here's to a new year with new beginnings. And of course, plenty of monsters to hunt and plenty of math to crunch. Happy hunting, Hunters! Tuna and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!